Yeah, what up, y'all? Welcome to the Ignorant Know-It-All. It's your boy Wavy Maguire, aka the Ignorant Know-It-All, aka the Egyptian Magician, and I'm with my boy.
It's the Brooklyn Basquiat, aka the Brooklyn Borough President. Welcome to the show, everybody.
Oh, now you running for borough president?
Oh, it's unanimous. I already won.
You won.
The Electoral College chose me, and I got the popular vote.
Which Electoral College? The Brooklyn College?
Yeah, Brooklyn Academy.
Mega Evans College?
Yeah.
York College?
Yep.
City College?
All the good ones.
Baruch, BMCC?
BMCC, highly accredited school. Yeah.
Kingsborough?
Also a very nice school.
Yo, you had all the colleges vote for you. That's what's up, kid. That's what's up.
That's how it works.
Who's our current borough president right now?
His name is Antonio Reynoso or something like that. He's not too popular. Nobody knows what the hell he's talking about. Yeah, I know you don't know.
And say his name again, Antonio?
I think it's Antonio Reynoso or something like that. Yeah.
He sound like a heavy drug dealer. He sound like Scarface's cousin.
Yeah.
Like that's one of his cousins from Cuba. Antonio, what? Say it again?
I think it's Reynoso.
Reynoso.
Don't
Antonio Reynoso.
Don't quote me, but yeah. He's not really popular. Nobody knows who he is or what he's doing. He's for congestion pricing.
Oh, he is. He's one of those.
Yeah, right.
Wow. Did him and Adams have any type of relations? Like, are they cool?
You know what? I don't even know.
Like, they good friends?
I don't even know. When Adams does his press conference, you would think that
like he'll be there.
He would be there. He's never there. He's never at any popular Brooklyn events either.
Got you. Do you think like all the borough presidents get together like once a month and have a sit down and discuss what each borough is going to do or what they're trying to achieve or what they're trying to accomplish?
You know that's a great question.
Because I've never seen that.
And I think they should have that. All the borough presidents from Queens, the Bronx, Brooklyn, they should all like form like a borough alliance, sort of like the United Nations of New York City.
Of the boroughs.
Right, of the boroughs and just get together and exchange ideas and maybe do a festival. Look, I just came up with a whole plan just like that in 5 minutes.
And that's why you're the Brooklyn. That's why you're the Brooklyn
I am
president right now. The
unanimous borough president.
Wow, that's real. I figured Trump gave you that job because he's just giving everybody jobs now.
Let me tell you something. I want a job too.
He done gave Robert, what is it? RFK Jr. He gave him. He's the new mental health. The mental health specialist and health and hygiene commissioner of the United States of America.
Right.
He gave that black man, the one that said, "Oh, I love you. Oh, I love you." He gave him a job. Now he's the social awareness of housing and development of urban economics and urban studies of the government of the United States of America.
Right.
He gave Elon Musk and the other Indian fellow. Now they are
Vivek or whatever his name is.
Yeah. He's an Indian guy with a Russian last name.
Right.
So he gave them a new position, which is that they're the government efficient. What is it? The government efficiency of global warming and tidy bowl and of the United States government of the United States of America. Yo, he's just creating jobs and giving everybody jobs. I'm just waiting for. I'm just waiting to get that call.
But I guess that's how you do it, right? Because
you give your boys jobs.
Of course, if I was president of the United States, I would hook you up. What would your position be, by the way, if I became president?
If Trump calls me, I just want just give me arts and entertainment of infrastructure in development of the United States of America and the U.S. government of the United. I don't know. I'm just making this shit up. I don't want. Listen, I don't want. He could just make me a liaison of everything.
Right.
Just be like, yo, I need you to go out here and see what's going on, and that's what I'll do.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to hold the title. I think titles are superficial.
I definitely want to hold the title.
Nah, I don't want no title.
Yeah.
I think if you're the liaison, you're able to maneuver in and out of different departments and still hold a high tech because everybody's coming to you like, hey, how can we do this? How can this be done? So, yeah. So, shout out to everybody in their made up titles. You know what I'm saying? Because if I had that power, all my boys would have jobs. I'd be putting everybody.
All day.
Everybody have a job.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Everybody have a job. I'm just waiting for the person who's going to be the import-export of communications and, you know, the sole control of the Sally ports, where all of the the boats dock. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Like all the dock workers.
Right.
Like, who's going to be that person? Because, you know, once that person, whoever that person is, and you know their background, then you determine what's going to be coming in and out of this country, right? So if they give your boy, what's his name? The Brooklyn borough president, what's his name?
Antonio Reynoso.
Antonio Reynoso was that dude. You would know all types of drugs would be entering the Sally port of Brooklyn. No, I'm just saying. We just making this shit up. All this shit is just hypothetical. But shout out to my guy, 45 plus 47, who's given all of his people jobs. He's creating wealth for his boys. You know what I'm saying?
You know, and the thing is, he's not even, he hasn't even been sworn in yet. And people are already complaining, I guess, about the RFK decision. And,
they can't be mad at RFK.
And I want to know this, you know, RFK, so they put him ahead in charge of, like, health and all of that stuff.
Yeah, that's Dr. Fauci's position.
Right, but the FDA and all of these health agencies have been doing a terrible job. There's a lot of poisonous ingredients inside our food. That's why, you know, United States is the heaviest, the fattest in the world.
Don't use that word fat.
You know, overweight.
Yes,
you
overweight.
Know.
Don't use obese. Because they're
obese.
Yeah, you can't say obese.
Whatever you want to call yourself.
You can't use these words. You're trying to get us flagged.
Right. So whether you're obese,
overweight.
Overweight.
Yes.
You know, things are not working right now. So maybe there should be some disruption.
Right.
To what's going on, to the status quo. So
basically, all you fat people need to get.
All you beasts, including myself, need to stop stuffing our faces.
But you're not fat. You just got to stop eating the bullshit. But yeah, I mean, look, Dr. Fauci didn't do any better, and he was that dude.
You know I want him to dismantle the CDC, the WHO. These people have, through their policies, have way too much control over
who's
US
the
citizens.
You said the
WHO, World Health Organization. They're in essence trying to change the laws through the United Nations to take away our rights in case they implement another mandates, for more vaccines. And we all see how that worked out last time. You know, they enforced all these experimental vaccines. Now there's a lot of adverse reactions.
People are growing
and
arms
people are
out of
suing
and
winning
growing
their
fingers out
cases.
their necks.
And of course the CDC and WHO are throwing their hands up like, oh, we didn't force anybody to do nothing. So you know, these people have way too much power. You know, the CDC, the FDA, you know, there's a lot of collusion there. A lot of executives at the FDA
I love that word.
Have gone to collusion. The CDC, and you know, it's just looking crazy. So you know, that has to be changed. You know, maybe it has to be thrown out and started all over again. So we'll see what happens.
Let me ask you a question. How you feel about Ray J right now? Because Ray J is a sucker. One, how do you run from Justin Combs, Christian Combs? How do you run from them because you were talking reckless about their pops, but then a pastor gets on and, you know, says that, you know, I did an interview with Ray J. You know, he wants to put the interview out. He thinks the interview is a powerful interview because it shows a side of Ray J that no one has seen before, right? And Ray J gets on live and he starts talking all of this nonsense about how, you know, he's going to put hands on the Lord and he's going to put hands on this pastor if he leaks or puts this interview out. Now, at first I didn't know what interview he was talking about. You know, the pastor came on and, you know, did his rebuttal, and then I actually saw the interview. It was a clip of the interview, and I guess this is the clip where Ray J is discussing that, you know, he always thinks about suicidal thoughts. He has tried to commit suicide several times, There was a time where he said he was in Mexico, and I guess he was on the roof, and I guess he was drunk, in that drunk state of mind, and he really wanted to kill himself. And then he goes on to talk about how there are people of demonic influence that are surrounding him, or that are within his camp, that are forcing him to do ill-advised shit. And this is the end of this. I guess he didn't want this information to be leaked out, and it's already out there. So how do you feel? I don't know if you saw the clip or you got a chance to see it, but how do you feel about just what I just told you? How do you feel about what has been said?
For a long time, I think what Ray J is doing is starting to create an alibi,
right,
for the things that he's done. Everybody knows he's been associated or with the death of Whitney Houston, allegedly that he may have had something to do with it.
Right.
So when he says these demonic entities, I hope he's including himself.
Right.
Well,
I mean, even if he's saying, he's tried to commit harm and cause harm to himself, by ending his life, do you think is catching up with him, and he's just like, you know what, it's time for me to go? Or because I mean, the only reason why people,
the thing is, it's really this simple. The devil always comes home to collect. Like, no matter how many bottles you pop and how much money you're making and how good you think it is, when you do demonic crap, he always comes to collect. And that's what's happening with Ray J right now. The other day, before he started making threats against the pastor over social media, which may be illegal. Not saying anything, but
do you think that is illegal?
To make threats
but
over social media on a platform.
But the thing is, everyone makes threats. See, but the thing is, everyone makes threats to each other via social media. But it's not cool to make threats.
But it's irresponsible, because Ray J has a following. So the day, a couple of days prior, he accused the Combs boys trying to attack him, harm him. Then the next couple of days go by, and he said, "Yo, somebody just shot me, tried to kill me."
Right.
So of course, people are gonna associate the two. The two are linked, but we just don't know that. So Ray J is doing a lot of irresponsible things. He's gonna get himself hurt out in these streets. I don't know what's going on with him, but it looks like he's in turmoil right now. I don't know if he's doing that with the pastor for it to go viral as well, because what could be so terrible?
I know.
We've seen it all.
Brandy has stepped away from him.
Yeah, Brandy has been very quiet, just like Jay-Z's super quiet right now. A lot of people are super quiet right now.
Beyonce is quiet.
Everybody's quiet.
Everybody's been quiet.
And
the only person that's really been making noise is my man 45 plus 47.
But speaking of all of that, Beyonce, they released, I guess, the numbers of what your girl Kamala spent on bringing those artists to to her rallies and things like that.
How much did Beyonce get?
And the numbers are astronomical. I mean,
how much did Beyonce get?
You get paid millions, and maybe 10 million here.
How much did
Glorilla maybe $1 million there, 500,000.
How much did Sexy Red get?
The whole point is that not only do you turn the DNC into a BET
hip hop
production, right? But then you have to pay $10 to $20 million to get these artists to like you,
right?
That represents everything that's going on with the DNC.
And guess where all that money came from? That money came from.
And guess where all that money
came from to pay these artists.
And all that money that you donated could have gone to your communities, could have gone to your families, and you keep falling for the same scam, and then crying and whining over it.
All you dumb, ignorant Negroes for Kamala that went ahead and raised $30 million in 24 hours.
Wow.
All that
Can't
money.
raise it for your community, for one person.
But you can raise it for Kamala, who took that money and paid for Meg Thee Stallion to shake her ass.
Correct. They're showing images of Kamala smiling with her family. Well, of course she's smiling. She ran off with the bag.
Right.
And you're never going to see that money again.
That money's over.
So congratulations, you've been played again.
Right.
Yeah, so there's that.
Wow.
But a lot of craziness. Trump has gotten in and he's disrupting things.
Oh, he's shaking shit up.
Yeah. We're not fans of Trump either, but it's just interesting. the moves that he's making and how people are up in arms, but it's too late. He's going to be inaugurated January 20th. So we'll see what happens for the next 4 or 5 years.
And there's a cruise liner that's out right now that's offering people, if you want to get away for the next 4 years, you can live on this boat in the middle of the ocean. Good luck with that. Good luck with you being on a boat for the next 4 years. I want to know how much would something cost like that, just to be on a boat for 4 years, just traveling. So that way you don't have to, you don't have to be here in the mix of all of the bullshit that's about to happen.
Well, from what I understand, a trip around the world on a cruise
is about $20,000-$30,000.
It's like $20,000-$30,000. Right. So yeah, you figure $40,000. You're gone for 4 months. You'll basically see the world,
right,
and come back as a beast. Overweight beast, because the food on cruises is very, very delicious.
It is. It really is. I've never been on a cruise. The only thing close to being on a cruise was on the Circle Line and was on the Staten Island Ferry. That's the closest on the cruise that I've been to. So, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. It's gonna be in sports. Look at my man Saquon Barkley last night.
Yeah,
that game was phenomenal. Well, it wasn't phenomenal. It was boring for the first 2 quarters.
Let me say something about Saquon, because everybody's talking about Saquon. The Giants fans are complaining. No, we should. Let me make this super clear.
Wait, before you make it clear, let me make the proper introduction.
The reason why.
Let me make it clear before you. So, for everyone that's out there, the Brooklyn Basquiat, aka the Brooklyn Borough President, is a diehard Giants fan. So, as a diehard Giants fan, he can explain things efficiently, so that way you understand and not think and just talk shit because you're a fan. Now break it down.
So to break it down, Eli Manning was our 2-time Super Bowl quarterback. He did this with a very, very suspect offensive line.
You didn't have to put that. We're talking about Saquon Barkley.
So now we have new players. We have Daniel Jones. You wanted me to break it down? I'm breaking it.
Yeah, we have Daniel. You didn't have to put Daniel Eli Jones, Manning in there. We didn't care about the 2 Super Bowls.
And we had Saquon Barkley.
Right.
So Saquon Barkley right now, he was traded, or he didn't take the money the Giants were offering, and he went to a rival, which is the Philadelphia Eagles, which is questionable and tells about his character and his greed.
It really doesn't.
Anyway, this is my time now.
Go ahead,
okay,
but it doesn't.
So everybody's complaining. Oh, he's doing wonderful. Great, he's doing wonderful. But what the Giants fans are forgetting is that the Eagles are a much more superior team to the Giants right now. Their offense, their line is an elite line. Of course, Barkley is getting all these runs for massive yards because he has a wonderful line protecting and creating these passes for him. With the Giants, he just was not getting that. We have a D going to F line. We haven't developed enough talent. We haven't gotten talent in the draft. So our line is atrocious. It's disgusting. So even if Barkley had come back to the Giants, he would still be having the same results that he did when he was with us. Not many yards, getting hurt because our offensive line is just trash. That's it. Stop talking about, we let him go. He wanted to go. He wanted to go to the Eagles. There are other teams that wanted, but he chose to go to a rival.
Now, being that he chose to go to the Eagles, you guys don't understand that this dude played 4 years of college ball at Penn State, which is located in Pennsylvania.
Right.
So he's an icon. He's an icon. Of course, everyone wants to see. So he chose to stay home, closer to where he played college ball. I don't know where he's from. He might be. I don't know if he's from the Pennsylvania area, or is he? Do you know where he's from? Do you actually know where he's from?
No, I don't know where he's from.
Okay, so I would assume that he may be from the Pennsylvania area or the Pennsylvania tri-state area, but the dude wanted to be home, and he's close where friends, family could come out and watch him. I think that was a good look. Now, as far as the line, yes, the Giants have a shitty line. The Eagles have a great line. He could have went to
line.
He could
not even a great line, an elite line.
Okay, thank you for pointing that out. But he could have went to He could have went to any other team that might have a great line or an elite line and still probably put up the same numbers. Exactly. Now, keep in mind, he was doing the shit that he's doing with the Eagles now. He was doing that shit in college. He was doing the same thing in college. So it's not like...
Yeah, but you're not going to compare college to the NFL. You know, the NFL...
Dude, you're not understanding. The shit
totally
that he...
different.
Dude, the shit that he is doing now, jumping over niggas backwards, he's leaping over niggas... Huh?
Stop saying that. Stop using the N-word.
Oh, I'm sorry. Because you know what? I was doing so well.
You're getting hyped. See what the Eagles do to him?
I was doing so well. So you have to understand, he was doing these moves while he was playing college ball. These moves just didn't develop while he was playing with the Eagles. He was doing some of those moves when he was playing with the Giants.
You're right.
So, of course he was hurt, right? Wasn't he hurt? Like, I think his third year he was hurt, and then his fourth year he played extremely well, but he just couldn't get anything done. He didn't get the money that he deserved to get, and I understand he wanted to be the highest paid running back.
This is my problem with Barkley. He was putting this narrative out there that the Giants did not want to pay him the money that and that's just simply
I don't think they did.
That simply is just not true. The Giants were prepared to make him the highest paid running back, but he decided, it was clear
that the Giants didn't want to pay him.
It was clear that the Giants were going to pay him.
They didn't.
And they were letting him know that, and he made the decision to go to a rival, and that's his decision.
That was the greatest decision ever.
May or may not be. Only time will tell.
You're right.
Everything looks great. Everything looks great now until you start losing.
They made a point about that yesterday. So the Eagles now are we're 8-2. So last year we were 10-1, sitting on top of the world.
Yeah.
And team fell apart.
Absolutely.
Extremely fell apart.
Yeah.
And was fucking dismantled. We don't know what happened. The place of the blame is going everywhere. To the coach, to the players, to the quarterbacks, to people on the sidelines, to the fans. So everyone was getting blamed. I was getting blamed. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, how can you be 10-1, already have clinched a playoff berth, and then y'all fuck up and start to, dwindle. So that's why I say, where we are in this position now, I'm just hoping that, everyone continues to stay healthy. Everyone continues to play at the level that they're playing, where you're not doing so much, where, you're putting all, like, you're burning that midnight oil quickly, and then you start to fizzle out towards the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So, I think this is great. The Giants, they're doing extremely well in last place.
And we have the number one draft pick right now, and I want them to lose the rest of their games. And don't decide to win now and play well.
Well, you really can't do that.
Yes, we can do that
per the collective bargaining agreement.
Yeah, sure.
You really can't start tanking, and then they start noticing that they'll take that away from you. So why don't
the NFL doesn't even know what a catch is. They're going to get into the collective bargaining agreement.
Yeah. So anyway, so good luck with that, because the next team right below you is the
Jaguars?
Is the Jags. So, you and the Jags are probably neck and neck. And then you may have like a couple of other teams that just may start losing as well. So that way everyone is fighting for that number one spot. But you have to understand that number one spot is not going to be a quarterback pick. Okay. I think it's that top edge rusher. I think he's from Ohio State. I don't know. It's some top edge rusher that everyone is looking at that may be the number one spot since Javon Clowney, right? Then Javon Clowney, he was an edge rusher that came in. He was number one that went to the Texans, right? I believe so. So,
I think so, yeah.
I mean,
he went to the Redskins?
No, he never went to. I think he went to. Where did Clowney go after that? Did he went to Cleveland Browns? I don't remember. But anyway, so yeah, that's it. I have not watched any basketball whatsoever. I think I usually watch basketball when the football season is completely over. Then that's when I go in. But I still follow. I read the stat. I read stats, see the numbers, see who's scoring what. The Knicks are probably The Knicks are probably doing shitty or maybe well. I don't know. You know, I laugh when I see LeBron and his son playing. Now his son is down at the D League. They're treating him like a charity case. But, I mean, for ticket sales at that level, at the G League level, is, you know, astronomical. Like, people are really coming out to see him. You know, because he's playing in a very smaller market. And, you know, tickets for a G League game, I think, is like $5 to $6. Maybe 20, I don't know.
Right.
But people are going to see him. Like, I would spend money to go watch him play. I think Dwayne Wade's son plays for one of the G League teams. I think because Dwayne Wade owns that team. You know, I want to know if they're going to move that Nipsey Russell statue that they put in Miami, if they're going to bring that down there to that team.
What a terrible.
I'm tired. So it's a sculpture, and that's what you have to call it. You have to call it fucking ironwork. They just slap a bunch of pieces of iron together.
That I don't even want to call it what, you know. Just who does that? Like, you know, that looks nothing like Dwayne Wade. And this is your presentation. And how much thousands of dollars was spent on that?
Oh, it was
come on, just ridiculous.
And they probably didn't even use expensive material, like, you know, expensive iron. They probably got the cheapest iron from, you know, some fucking junkyard and was like, yo, here's a bunch of cars. Let's strip these cars and just use these parts to build a fucking statue.
Well, I hope they kept their receipts and could do a refund exchange, because it's just.
Who do you think has the worst statue, Allen Iverson or Dwayne Wade?
Right now has you know, for a year, for the past year, I was really furious with the sculpture, or whatever that is, they made of Martin Luther King and his wife.
Oh,
I'm still not over that one. I thought it was just like, this is the best you could do for all that money, you know. So you know, you just could have done so much better, and that is the representation. That is your legacy.
They could have went to a charter school and got a kid from an art class.
I think one of the kids could have done a way better presentation than that. You know, I'm still upset over that, but the Dwayne Wade one is just like terrible. I'm speechless.
Yeah, but there's gonna be a bunch of dope games, because you know the Chiefs won by 1 point. You know, your man who always wanted you to get, Bo Nix, almost won that game. Bo Nix from the Broncos almost won that game.
Right. You really like Bo Nix, don't you?
I really wanted him for you guys. You know what I mean? I really wanted Bo Nix to be.
Can you imagine Bo Nix, who's just another Daniel Jones?
He's Daniel Jones 2.0.
2.0, but he has a better line. Right. So, of course, he's going to perform better.
Can we talk about your man that's... Is it ESPN? I believe it's ESPN. I don't know if he's one of the commentators at ESPN, former player. I don't know his name. I think he's a cornball right now. The fact that, you know, when they asked him who is the better quarterback within the NFC, and they say even in the NFC East, and he was like, yeah, you know, Jaden. What's his name?
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels. So listen, he was saying that Jaden Daniels is a way better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. Listen, the kid could play. I've watched the kid play, you know, those games way before they played the Eagles. He played the Eagles. He looked like shit. He looked like he really wasn't playing. I don't know if it was because he was playing a better line that was rushing him, and he didn't know how to, you know, maneuver with the rush. And that's what I've always said about Dak Prescott. You fucking pressure Dak Prescott, and he does not know what to do when you fucking blitz, right? And then, you know, but then you always have those good quarterbacks, and for some reason they comparing this kid to Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is a 2-time MVP, son. You can't compare this rookie to Lamar Jackson. Now, can you say he's Lamar Jackson-ish? Like, we have to wait to see, you know, what develops and transpires as his career goes along? Yes, but I don't think he's a Lamar Jackson type player at this point. I think he's doing extremely well for the Washington Redskins that's been losing for the last 8 years. You know, and of course, young black quarterback. You know, you have a black owner with, you know, Magic Johnson, that's doing so. I think that brought a lot of excitement back to Washington, D.C. And, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing this kid, but I don't think he's a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts right now. Not even in the within the NFC. Who do we have the quarterbacks that in the NFC right now that you would say a top 5?
In the NFC?
In the NFC. That are top 5 in the NFC.
The only one in the NFC.
The whole division.
Who's in the NFC South and all of that? NFC NFC East. I know who the quarterbacks are. What about the other division? Who are the quarterbacks there? But yeah, the only quarterbacks in the top 5. Huh?
That means you don't know.
No, I don't. What are the other teams in the NFC? What is it? The NFC West or the NFC?
It does the whole NFC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The whole division. You have the NFC West, South, East, North.
So what are those quarterbacks? So right now, the only one that I would consider top 5.
You have to say within the NFC.
I would have to say clearly it's Hurts. He's one of the top 5 quarterbacks. Clearly, he's the toughest. And then the other one.
So you say Hurts?
I say Hurts, and I like the one from
here are the top 5.
San Francisco.
Here are the top 5. San Francisco is in the West, right? So you have here are the top 5 that you have since you didn't know who they were, right? So you have Hurts, number 1. That's me, number 1. I'm going with Goff for Detroit Lions, right?
Those are the top 5.
Then you have Jordan Love is a good kid right now.
He's top 5.
I didn't say he was top 5. I said he's in that whole NFC. He's looking good. I didn't say he was top 5, but I'm saying he's looking good right now.
No, but we're talking top 5.
So Brock Purdy would be number 3, right? Then you would have, you have to put Cousins in there right now.
Because I wouldn't put
because
Cousins.
they 6-4. They 6-4.
I mean, that's nice. But
we're just saying the top 5 quarterbacks within the NFC East.
And who else?
They have winning teams right now. And then who's the quarterback over at Minnesota? That's it. They 7-2. You have to go with those teams that have the
you're just
good
going
record.
by record.
Yeah, you have to. You can't tell me that what's his name? Matthew Stafford, right? That Matthew Stafford is killing right now, and he's not. Right now, his record is 4-5. So you're gonna put him in the top 5 as a top 5 quarterback? You can't.
Yeah, you're talking about.
We're talking about
elite quarterbacks right now.
We're talking about the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFC division right now.
No, but you have to clarify. Are you talking about just wins and losses?
Dude, the top 5 quarterbacks that are killing in the NFC.
No.
Right now.
I'm saying, are you going by schedule?
You have to go by records.
You're going by records then. Okay, then.
You have to go by records.
Then if it's by records, yeah, you could put Cousins in there. But for me, Cousins is not going to be a top 5 quarterback.
Cousins is not a top 5 quarterback.
Absolutely not.
But his record states otherwise.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about.
Well, that's why I.
But you didn't understand what I was saying.
No, at first you said top 5 QBs in the
listen,
NFC.
The top 5 right in the NFC. That's
right.
That whole division. I didn't say the top 5 quarterbacks within the whole NFL. If it's the top 5 quarterbacks within the whole NFL, that includes the AFC and the NFC.
Right, and I'm asking you, are you going Cousins, top 5?
Dude, I just told you.
Within the talent of the QB, or you're just going by the record? Because if it's by the record,
I'm going by the talent of the QB and his record right now.
Then if you're going by the talent, if you're going by the talent of the QB,
and Kirk Cousins is there,
you're not gonna pick Cousins over Stafford.
I am.
Stafford is an elite quarterback.
Son, if he was an elite quarterback, his record would speak for itself right now.
So then you're going by the record. Okay,
I just said
you're right.
that, dude. I just said that. Why what was I speaking a different language? See, this is the reason why.
I'm asking you.
This is the reason why we need to have our own show on NFL on one of these NFL.
Well, I asked you a question.
I just told you. I explained it.
No, let me finish before you start interrupting like you like to. What I'm asking you is, are you just going by the quarterback's just pure talent, or are you going by record? Because by record right now, then you would have to throw in Cousins.
His talent,
they're winning.
His talent and his record right now is better than Matthew Stafford.
So if you're talking just QB, just a pure talent, not including the team and the record and all that, Stafford is clearly a superior quarterback to Cousins.
Clearly. Okay, so if
like without question.
So if he's clearly a better quarterback,
without question.
Yeah. So why is his record what it is now? And then he had a shitty season last year after winning the Super Bowl.
Well, that's what I'm asking you. Are we going?
We're talking about right. We're talking about right now, Lex. Right now. So if that's your opinion, if you still feel that Stafford, right, that Stafford is the better elite quarterback than Kirk Cousins, then granted, that's you. What I'm telling you,
just like Goff,
what I'm telling you,
it's a superior quarterback.
I already just said that. You already said something I already said.
Hurts is a superior quarterback.
Oh my goodness! Listen
to Cousins.
If you're standing in the position that I am, and somebody is understanding what I'm saying, they would agree. At this point, right now, Kirk Cousins is a better quarterback than what Stafford is giving you right now. His record is 6-2. Stafford is 4-5.
And did you understand? And did you understand my questions? Is what I'm asking you.
No, the questions we're not talking about. We're not talking about overall. Son, we're not talking about overall statistics. I'm not talking about overall statistics.
I'm not talking about statistics.
If we're looking at the overall statistics and what it is, yes. To me, right now,
you're not listening.
Yes, I'm listening. Yes, I'm listening. Matthew Stafford,
your talent,
dude.
records.
I'm explaining it.
Okay.
I'm explaining it.
Yeah, because that's not what you asked.
Oh my goodness, I'm explaining it. If you look at it, I said all around. If you're looking at it, yes, Matthew Stafford is the superior quarterback.
Of course.
But we're not talking about right. We're talking about what's he doing right now. And this is what I continue to keep saying when y'all Giant fans will be like, oh, but we won 2 Super Bowls. Yeah, but what are you doing at this moment? That's what I'm talking about. So what is Kirk Cousins doing at this moment?
So when Hurts doesn't win the Super Bowl, he's not a superior quarterback.
Oh my goodness, Lex.
Anyway, your Cousins is top 5. So I picked Jaden Daniels over Cousins.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And they're just going by record.
And their record and the talent that he's giving right now speaks for itself. Mm-hmm. Yes, he would be in that top 5 category. Mm-hmm. He would be. Mm-hmm. He would be. But what I'm telling you right now is what he's producing at this moment of the season. Kirk Cousins is producing right now. Kirk Cousins has played teams and beat some top-notch teams, right? But
we know that. Kirk Cousins has produced every year.
Okay, then. So that's what I'm talking about.
But is he a superior quarterback? No.
Oh my goodness.
Is he a top 10 quarterback?
No. You're not even understanding what I'm saying right now. You keep saying I'm not saying he's a top 10 quarterback. I'm saying for this NFC division, with all the teams in the division right now, Kirk Cousins is that top quarterback over Matthew Stafford. Okay. Stafford is not producing what he should be doing as an elite quarterback, is what I'm telling you. Kirk Cousins is not an elite quarterback, but is he producing at this moment? Is his team 6-2? Is his team winning games? Yes. So yes, at this point now, he is the better quarterback.
Right.
There you go.
So
once your man starts winning games,
should have just rephrased the question. It was top 5 teams in the NFC.
I said that.
You said QBs.
The QBs.
Yeah, so when you're talking about QBs, you're specifying.
You know what I was talking about. You just trying to turn it. Yeah, you just trying to spin it. You trying to. You know what I'm talking about.
You're saying that I don't know what you're talking. It's the question that you posed.
Yeah, I just said that.
Right.
So if you look at the top quarterbacks within the NFC, the whole NFC division, Kirk Cousins right now is doing a way better job than Matthew Stafford. He's doing a way better job than anybody else in there. Right. He has the better record because he's doing what he's supposed to do to win. Your man Matthew Stafford is not doing what he's supposed to do to win. Okay then. So yes, if you look at those top quarterbacks within that division, he falls in the top 5 of that quarterback that's producing.
Cousins' team is doing way much better than
that's producing.
Yeah.
That's producing right now.
Right.
So what I said in the beginning is the same thing that I'm saying right now. You're just going based off of he's not elite. We know he's not an elite quarterback.
Well, I'm going by your initial question.
That was my initial question. Who is the top 5
QBs in the NFC?
Right, for you.
So I would say, and I asked you, let me see, what are the top 5?
And I gave
what
you
are
the
quarterbers in the NFC? That's what I was.
One, you didn't know, and I told you who was in there.
Right, I didn't know.
Right, and I told you.
And that's okay. Is that like bad that I didn't know?
It was bad. Because
okay. So
you didn't know until I mentioned who was in the top.
Right, because I'm asking you, what are the top 5?
I told you.
What are the QBs in the NFC?
I told you.
So yeah, so we figured it out. So yeah, Hurts definitely.
Of course, Hurts.
Definitely Goff.
Of course, Goff.
You know, if we're just going.
You got San Francisco. That's Brock Purdy. Right.
If you're just going by QB talent, Stafford, even though his team's not performing, who's another QB in the NFC?
Jordan Love. You have Minnesota. Who's the quarterback from Minnesota? What's his name?
From the Jets.
Yeah. Sam Darnold.
Actually, Sam Darnold is producing
of course.
higher than Cousins.
He's 7-2.
Right.
7-2.
You know, but I'm saying he himself is producing at a higher level, you know, because the team and all that, you know, I understand the team is good as well. But Sam Darnold is actually producing at a higher rate than I think.
So what about Kyler Murray? Kyler Murray right now is 6-4. Right, and I'm just saying he's one of those inconsistent, but at this point,
and that's how I see Cousins as well. He's inconsistent. You know, he plays good during the season, and then in the playoffs he disappears.
But they're 6-4 at this point.
Right, but he normally is 6-4, 7-2 at this point in the league. He's always been like that.
Is Daniel Jones a superior quarterback?
Absolutely not. You know, as a matter of fact, I say it often that Daniel Jones is I call him 2.0 Dave Brown.
Who is Dave Brown?
Dave Brown. For all you Giants fans out there, Dave Brown. If you remember who Dave Brown was, you know exactly this is what we have in Daniel Jones right now.
Who is Dave Brown? Can you please explain? Because I'm not a Giants fan, so I'm not going to know who Dave Brown is.
You're never going to know who Dave Brown is. You got to look him up. But this is what we're going through right now. We're going through the Dave Brown era in Giants football until we got Eli Manning and Kurt Warner and all of that. You know, that's what we're going through right now. So
was that the quarterback that was the who won the championship back in 86? Was it who was
Phil Simms?
Huh? Phil Simms. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Phil Simms
and Hostetler and all that.
Okay,
great
so Dave Brown. Where did Dave Brown fall?
That was way after.
But you it's way after what? Way before these guys?
No, way after those guys. After those guys.
So Dave Brown was just a guy that came in out of
Dave
nowhere.
Brown, Cannell, Graham. Let me tell you, there's so many names in there. But what we're going through with Daniel Jones is what we went through with Dave Brown. We're looking at him like, what the hell is this? What's going on?
Son,
you know,
I'm going to do my due diligence.
You have to look up
Dave Brown, son. Dave Brown.
So I wanted to shift topics.
So wait, before we even go there, who is your greatest besides Eli Manning? We already know Eli Manning is number one in your quarterback position for the job. But who else besides Dave Brown? Would Dave Brown be up there?
My top 5
just to give me the three. Just
greatest
give me the three.
all-time quarterbacks that I respect.
Just give me the 3.
Okay. Of course we have
Eli. Of course Eli.
No, Eli. Of course, Eli's Eli. Joe Montana. I used to be a great admirer of Randall Cunningham.
No, we're talking about for the Giants.
Oh, for the Giants.
Yeah, for the Giants.
Just strictly for the Giants.
We're not talking about the whole.
So quarterbacks, clearly Phil Simms and Eli Manning are the greats. We had Collins, who was in the Super Bowl, right? But he was a good quarterback as well. Those are the top 3 quarterbacks.
Your top 3 quarterbacks
for the Giants.
Got you. Okay, and then who would be like
the superior one would be Eli.
We would talk about who would be like the 2, like the reserve for your top 3. Who would be the 2 reserves for your top 3?
The Giants have never had amazing quarterback.
Really?
Our top quarterback has been Eli Manning. That has been our most elite quarterback.
And nobody else.
Even Phil Simms was not an elite quarterback, but he was a tough, consistent player. Okay. And when he threw a pass, you knew it was super accurate. Phil Simms is one of the greats, but he wasn't a great talent like Eli Manning.
Okay.
Eli Manning was the best quarterback I think we've ever had.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, just to be honest.
Okay.
We you've had great quarterbacks.
So my top 3 quarterbacks right now.
You have Randall Vick.
So my top 3. Yeah, let me tell you. So Randall Cunningham, which is my all-time favorite. Then I'm going with Michael Vick, and I'm going with Nick Foles. Of course, my two reserves that I have are Donovan McNabb and Jalen Hurts.
Let me ask you a question. So you would pick Nick Foles over McNabb?
Yes.
Okay.
This is why I'm saying this, right? McNabb was the fucking truth, but there was just certain things about McNabb that I did not like.
He's a choker.
That's one of them, right? That he doesn't really. He wasn't. I mean, he was just one of those dudes that probably was selfish and really did like when McNabb got hurt and Jeff Garcia came in, which is like one of my sleeper quarterbacks for the Eagles. Came in 5-0, took us to the Super Bowl. And then out of nowhere, McNabb wasn't hurt anymore, came in and wanted to play the game. I was telling everybody that if Jeff Garcia would have won that game, we would have had a Super Bowl championship in 2004. Right? It took another quarterback to come in. I like Carson Wentz, but I think Carson Wentz, he showed some inconsistencies at the time. Like now, if you look at it, look who's the better quarterback out of that draft class, because that draft class was Goff, and then it was Wentz. Goff is doing an extremely wonderful job at the thing, but
there was a time he wasn't, right?
Because I don't think he understood that. I don't. And it's always weird like that when a player goes somewhere or a player gets drafted to a team, they don't shine on that team, but then when they go somewhere else, it's like that coach or that quarterback coach or that offensive coach understands.
Interesting, right?
These QBs and know exactly what to do and have them play. But like I said,
they created a scheme for his skill set.
I say Donovan McNabb is, but my top quarterbacks. I've loved Nick Foles. I thought Nick Foles thought outside the box, knew how to get the ball to not just one player that you get stuck to. He knew how to get the ball to any player that he saw was open. His IQ was super high. And, we would have had a championship with that guy way before 2017, before Chip Kelly came in and dismantled my whole team. Shout out to the dudes that the original dudes that was there, Shady McCoy, Jackpot Records. You know what I'm saying? What's the other wide receiver that we had? Not Aguilar. My dude that played in then he went to the Chiefs for a minute. Oh man, I can't remember his name, but it was he played backcourt with Jackpot Records.
Jackpot.
Yeah. So, but anyway, we went on football. We had a heated. This is what I love about football, because this is the type of stuff that
welcome to the ESPN version of Ignorant Know.
Right, because this is the shit that we sit here and we argue
every Sunday.
Argue passionately about what we're talking about, and clearly, I think this shit is hilarious. This is what's needed to be. I think what's needed to be seen for real. Like people that really understand and not create shit out of their ass or out of the pocket. Just like, hey, let me just create something for shock value. Like, we're trying to give it to you as real as possible. But yeah, what was you about to say before we get up out of here?
No, I was just because I was reading an interesting article about this gentleman who took his family out on a family vacation.
Where'd they go?
Well, it's not important where they went. What was interesting about it is that he also invited his mistress on the same trip.
Really?
So, I don't know why this gentleman, invited them so they were on the same plane together. So I don't know how he thought that he was going to get away with. So, so of course the mistress, recognized, like, who is this? And the wife is like, who are you? And they're like, well,
she had the nerve to speak.
Right. So, thank you. Clearly she didn't know her lane.
Yeah,
but it wasn't her fault anyway. He was the one that decided that this was a brilliant. And I'm just thinking, like, what in your mind made you think that this was a good idea? Other than you were trying to save money.
I know someone who was with a gentleman right? I guess this was her boyfriend, her long-term boyfriend, was her, her kid's father, and he and the family and them went on a cruise. It's crazy, and he bought his side chick on the cruise as well. Like, this is funny because this story that was told to me is something like what you're saying. I'm
outrageous.
Like, dudes are crazy. Dudes would do shit like that. Like, you would think you're on a ship, on a cruise ship, being that these ships are so huge that, okay, if I keep her here, and I could always say, oh yeah, I was over here gambling, or I was over here at entertainment or whatever, and you have time to run over and get yourself a little something from your little chick. Like, you're taking both the women that you have in your life and you put them on one trip, like that. But first of all, like, if I tell my side chick to pull up, bitch, you gotta shut up. Like, you can't talk. You gotta be quiet as a church mouse. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, that's just what. But for her to even approach the bitch, she's wild. This bitch is wild.
I just hope this puts an end to the question, like, who is the better cheater? Clearly, women are superior cheaters to men. Men are really simple and foolish.
Yeah, we fuck up.
Yeah, all the time. So
that's why it's bad for us to do it all the time. In our minds, we think we killing the game.
Right,
but then, they sitting back like, look at this dumb.
I know.
Look at this dumb.
Exactly.
Look at this dumb right here. Look what he's doing right now.
Right.
They say, that's what, dude, it's not even worth it. You know what I'm saying?
So jumping back into sports. So,
let's go back to sports.
who you got for the Tyson? I don't even want to mention the
Tyson and Jake from State Farm.
Right.
Jake Paul from State Farm. Speaking of,
totally against this fight.
So right now I just hate any white person with the name Jake, because Jake Elliott last night for the Eagles, he's the kicker, missed like 4 kicks, and he just got on my nerves. So anybody with the name Jake, is on my shit list, and we haven't even talked about our shit list for a minute. So anyway, I think Tyson is going to win this fight. I don't know how it's gonna play out. Tyson smacked the shit out of this dude during the weigh-in and so forth. I guess he stepped on Tyson's corns, and then Tyson felt that shock that went through his body up to his brain and told his brain, say, yo, smack the shit out of this white dude. And boom, he smacked him. I think it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be entertaining, but, looking at what Tyson has been doing for the last 6 months on Instagram, he looked like he's serious, like he has something to prove.
I think he's going to take a fall.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
You think he's gonna take a fall for the bigger fight, the bigger money?
Yeah.
But these are not like, I don't know.
This is a joke. This is beneath him, but this is all entertainment at this point.
But Netflix spent a hefty amount of money in order to broadcast this shit live.
And they will spend
and it's
money
coming on,
again.
And it's coming on at 8:00.
Oh, okay. So I know. Yeah.
Tonight.
Yeah, I'm totally against this fight. I wish it never happened. Even though I know the money, the bag it's a huge bag, so I get it. But I'm totally against it.
Wow. Okay.
Mike Tyson is boxing royalty to be fighting Jake.
But then that's like your man fighting Kelvin. Is it Kelvin McGregor, or what's the McGregor name? The Irish. Right. The Irish Spice fighter, the UFC fighter,
Irish Springs,
the Lucky Charms fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like the St. Patrick of UFC.
Right.
When he spends his time fighting this dude, like So when Tyson fought Roy Jones for that exhibition fight during the pandemic, did you think that was ridiculous? That was a ridiculous fight?
Ridiculous. Come on.
Yeah.
Stop insulting my intelligence. Stop with these ridiculous fights.
But Jake Paul says after he fights Tyson, like his next fight that he wants to go after is Canelo.
Yeah, I mean,
do you even consider Jake Paul from State Farm an actual boxer?
I don't. And I think he's making a joke out of boxing.
Didn't he get his name from like social? Like he was a boxer on YouTube. He was a YouTube boxer.
I thought he was just a social media personality.
Boxer. Oh, okay.
I didn't even know he was a boxer. I thought he was just a personality and
just got into boxing.
I'm just an admirer of people who who appreciate the craft of boxing, whether it's boxing or comedy or movie, and when you have these pranksters who come in,
He called them a prankster.
and they come in and they hijack and they try to make it cheapens the art of it also. Yeah, so I just I'm not gonna watch it, but I understand why people are watching.
Okay, yeah, just for the entertainment value. Yeah, but I think Tyson may he thinks otherwise. I think he's really gonna go for his head. Pause.
Well, I hope he knocks him out, but I'm thinking, because Tyson's been talking crazy, like we spoke, for the past couple of days.
Oh, you and Tyson spoke? That's what's up, kid.
Yeah, he did an interview with a young lady, and he just went into this rant about legacy, and the young girl was just standing there like, okay.
I thought that was hilarious. You know what? I being that she's so young, I don't think what he said processed with her, because she doesn't understand all of that, right? She's just a young journalist that's, she's been doing this since she was like 6-7 years old, just, interviewing top celebrities and just asking them the right questions, like true journalism at her age. But, I think his answer probably went over because she didn't understand that. She wasn't really understanding or comprehending what he was explaining. So the answer that he gave her just completely went over her head. So there was no way for her to respond to that. Now somebody, folks like us are listening and it's just like, yeah, you know what? He may, being that Tyson is loony sometimes, like sometimes what he says is like, yo, that shit kind of makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, what is a legacy? Like, why am I doing this for a legacy? I'm going to end up dying. And, my legacy is going to die with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no legacy for me to even fight. Like, this fight doesn't mean shit to me. You know what I mean? Or if I was to do any other fight, it's not going to add to what I have going on right now. I'm just a human being. I'm here right now. I'm in a shell. I'm going to die soon. And once I die, people are going to forget about me. You know what I mean? And that's what I kind of got from that. But how do you feel like all of this, like all these little things are popping up? Like, he said he had a threesome with a chick that had, had AIDS, and him and his man went raw, and then, they both had AIDS and they died, but he didn't. And I was like, oh shit, like, wow. And I think if you have HIV or if you have AIDS, you can no longer box. You know that, right? Mm-hmm. You can no longer box. Like, your boxing career is over. Because what did that happen to, what's homeboy's name? Tommy Morrison?
Right.
Tommy Morrison had the HIV virus or something like that. And once they found that out in his blood, like, his whole boxing career was done. You can't fight anymore.
Right.
You couldn't fight. So, for Tyson to say something, I don't know why these things are coming out, just like, so I don't know, how do you feel about, like, people are just saying certain things, like Denzel, said, for Gladiator 2, that, there was a scene that was deleted where, he kissed an actual man on the lips, but then, said, like, after 5 minutes later of that scene, that he, the guy ends up dying or whatever. How do you feel about him saying that now? Like, a lot of people think he's a sellout. A lot of people are saying that, for him to even say some shit like that is for the, like, why would you do that? Why would you do something like this now towards the last leg of your, going towards the ending of your career? Why would you do something like that now and accept it where before you probably was against something like that, right? So how do you feel about that? Because that just popped up and I thought that was interesting. But I was like, I mean, look at the great actors and actresses. I mean, at some point they did play, where they kissed somebody or they did something to a man or vice versa. You know what I mean? Like, how do you feel about something like that? I really did. It didn't bother me. You know what I mean? I don't know if it bothers you.
No.
Did that, like, what?
Every time, something like this happens, I always consider the timing of it all.
Right.
Denzel Washington, at one point, he didn't want to kiss Julia Roberts in the film because he thought it would offend black women, right? You remember that time?
Yes.
He did a movie with. So now he's doing this movie, right? I guess he's playing a gladiator or in the king's realm or whatever it is. So he decides to put this out there that, oh yes, he kissed a man in the film. Interesting timing from a man that claimed that he didn't want to kiss Julia Roberts because she was a white woman. You know, for me, you know, when things like that happen, you know, they're putting it in your head or suggesting it for a reason. There were many rumors. You know, of course, we all know what's going on with Diddy and the situations with videos and you know, the suspicion and the innuendo. You know, one of the people that have been mentioned in these videos is Denzel Washington.
Oh man! Allegedly, I did not hear.
Right.
No, you know, I did not hear anything like that.
You know, it is alleged that wow. You know, it is alleged. You know, Denzel has been in the business for a long time. We all know how Hollywood rolls. We all know what it is.
Which, by the way, he's one of my favorite actors.
Right, he's Hollywood royalty.
One of my favorite movies.
So he's been so he's been partying for a long time. So my question is he putting this out there now so people can have this image in their mind? So just when they see the video, they're not disgusted? Because he also mentioned or suggested that he may retire after these next 5 movies he does. You know, which is why would he retire? You know, he's still Denzel. You know, he's still one of the greatest actors of all time. So you know, for me, the timing of it all is super suspicious.
Okay. And that's the word on the street. That's
super suspicious. And getting back to Tyson, what you're seeing with Tyson, you know, we often talk about energy, demonic energy, things of that nature. And what you're seeing with Tyson right now is that he is surrounded by that energy. Okay. And when Tyson, correct, and when Tyson is surrounded by that energy, he always says outrageous things. You know, he always does that because when he does his podcast, he's always clear-minded and thoughtful and respectful and lovable. He's like a teddy bear. But now he's talking all this nonsense. You know why? He's talking to a little girl talking. So maybe he fears for his life. Something is going on with Tyson.
I don't think he fears for his life.
Something's going on there.
I think the fact that he has not been self-medicating himself. Right? Mind you, he had to stay off the marijuana, the CBD, or whatever other hallucinatic drugs that he may have been taking, you know, to really calm his anxiety, to calm his, you know, the wild side of him, just to, you know, bring his mental health down to a level where he can, you know, sustain himself in society and be this charismatic person and do this and do that. You know, I think him, you know, not having these certain drugs that's going to make him calm, I think, you know, probably brought the animal back out and just have him talking in riddles. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I have to say, I'm super concerned for him. I don't like this Mike Tyson. I'm concerned for him. I hope.
But this is the old Tyson. This is the Tyson back in the '90s.
No, I know.
This is the Tyson that'll eat your heart out.
But Tyson is an old man. Like he's given his debt to some. You know, we should be paying tribute to him. Like, he doesn't have to be doing this kind of crap.
I think he's just doing it.
He's doing it for the bag, and I hate these pranksters. I'm telling you, I don't like Jake from State Farm. I don't like none of that crap. You know, we should be giving tribute to a fighter like Mike Tyson instead of like giving the bag so he can fight. No, that's enough. He's done enough. But that's my opinion.
That's your That's.
Yeah, so that's what I think about Denzel anyway.
Okay, well, you know, I didn't know that, you know, he didn't want to kiss Julia Roberts. I don't know who in their right mind wouldn't want to kiss Julia Roberts, who's, by the way, a sexy white woman. Didn't she play? What was that character?
Woman?
Yeah, Pretty Woman. I loved her in I forgot the name of the movie, but she played that attorney. What was it? Erica Shankowitz?
Yeah.
You know, when she played the attorney, the paralegal or whatever. She was trying to help, you know, with this whole case.
Good actress.
Love her brother. Her brother's like one of the dopest actors. I like him. What's his name? Not Julie. His name is Robert Roberts.
Eric Roberts?
No, it's Eric Roberts.
Right.
I said Robert Roberts. Oh my goodness, yeah. But I mean,
you know what brought when you said Eric Roberts? You know what came to my mind just now? Do you remember the Misfits of Science? That old TV show from the 80s. That just came to my mind.
He was in it.
Was he in there? No, he wasn't in there. He was. I don't think he was in it, but I don't know why you brought him out. It triggered me to think about the Misfits of Science. Everybody, if you're near YouTube, if you're near a computer, Go look up the Misfits of Science and look and just watch those 80s shows, and you'll appreciate the era that we came from.
Son, the Misfits of Science.
The Misfits of Science.
I think he was on. It's like watching Pee-wee's Playhouse on television, and everybody not realizing that Lawrence Fishburne played was it Sideshow Bob? Oh no, not Sideshow Bob. Who was the black cowboy that he played? Like, a lot of people did not realize that was Lawrence Fishburne, the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? Right. The dude, he was that. He said the Misfits of Science.
The Misfits of Science.
I think Julia Roberts' brother was in that side. He definitely.
I don't think he was in it, but
like, people don't even realize Morgan Freeman was on Electric Company.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying?
Morgan Freeman has been old since he was 14.
Son, yo, he's been the same age and had the same look.
And the same mustache since he was 14
years old.
Yep.
Yo, son.
So if you want to know what era we came, check out the Misfits of Science. Also check out the Powers of Matthew Starr. Check Auto Man, Manimal. Go check out those sports shows. And please,
it's not even a sports show.
Please let us know what you think. I don't know why that triggered that, but if you can't look up those shows,
on to that. You gotta watch The Greatest American Hero. You have to watch Knight Rider,
Auto Man, all of that. Cursor,
son.
You got to watch all of that.
Auto Man. For some reason I saw a clip of that and I was like, yo, do y'all remember that? So Auto Man, I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie Tron.
Yeah.
Right? So it's something similar to that, where this dude, he's an alien, but he transforms into a car.
No, he's like a computer.
He transforms into a car.
Computer hologram. Like, and the cursor, right? He can transform his body into whatever he wants.
Which is, yo, son. And his
sidekick was called Cursor.
Right. So
just brilliant.
Go watch Battlestar Galactica. Go watch
all of that.
What was the other one when he had the little robot? Bleep. He's like beady.
Yeah. You know, go watch those shows and you'll see why we're so crazy and why we always like having a good time. Just great shows. And it was easy for us to be children back in the days. Not like now where you're trying to determine whether you're a boy or a girl. But that's another topic.
That's another topic that 45 plus 47 is going to handle.
I think he's gonna fix and wrap that up.
It's gonna be wrapped up. So anyway, on that note, before we get out of here, I'm your boy Wavy McGuire, aka the Ignorant Know-It-All, aka I have an aggressive beard. And I'm with my man.
And it's the Brooklyn Basquiat. And we'll see you next time on The Ignorant Know-It-Alls.
Yo, we are out of here. Peace.